What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, and we're talking DeFi Kingdoms today. So I bit the bullet and I put a little bit more than $10 into this account. I'd put $10 in originally just to kind of play around and see what was happening within it. But I do want to get more involved with the DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem. It's something that's interesting to me, and I've been following the AMAs and in the Discord. So I have not bought a hero yet because heroes are still very expensive. And to be honest, I don't know. The gameplay isn't quite there for me yet in terms of, I know there's a lot coming, but at this point, I don't know. I'm not as interested in the gameplay as I am with the DeFi elements that are here. So if we just go to the tavern real quick, we can see how much the cheapest heroes are going for. And they're still about 40 Jewel. Again, that's going to be a couple $100 US, and you're going to get something that's probably quite trash. So for me, I haven't taken the time to really sit down and look through heroes. I mean, I have actually, and that's kind of why I made the decision not to go for it. But I do want to spend a little bit more time trying to figure it out and see if there are better strategies to get something worthwhile without, throwing the bank at it. Speaking of bank, I would rather, I guess not the bank, but I would rather take whatever capital I have and play around with the DeFi elements in here. So the focus of this video is really just looking at what are the top LPs or gardens that they have. And so you can see here the seed, they call it the seed list, and the gardens are the liquidity pools. So I love the way that they gamify it. It makes it that much more fun. So there's quite a few options here, and as you can see, there's quite a few coins that you can play with, I guess, if you wanted to. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these are going to be not the native versions, but more so wrapped versions within the Harmony One blockchain. So, for example, they have a Bitcoin and Ethereum pool here, which is 25%, and I would say that's pretty good. I mean, you can probably find some stuff on shadier and riskier DeFi platforms out there for Bitcoin and Ethereum. But in terms of like lending, if you think about a lot of the lending platforms out there, you're not going to get 25%. So this is the lowest APR, and this is on probably the two most conservative assets outside of stablecoins. So you have Bitcoin and Ethereum at 25%. I don't have anything in this yet, but it's something that I would potentially consider because I am long on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I would want to, why not earn a little something if I can. The only one that I have put some into as of now is still the same that I was at before, which is the Jewel and UST. UST is the Luna stablecoin, or the Terra ecosystem stablecoin. And it's not that I like UST more than any of the others, but there are several stablecoin pools out there, and I believe, at least at the time, Jewel UST was one of the highest APRs. So 275% APR, to me, that seems actually fantastic. So why not take advantage of the 275% APR? Half of your stack is going to be sitting in stablecoins in UST. And again, there's still going to be, the risk of impermanent loss. And if Jewel goes up crazy or down crazy, whatever the case is, you never know. But at least, half of your stack should be roughly, or at least half of your stack should roughly be in stablecoins. And that should minimize some of the risks that you have. Unfortunately, there are no stable coins or double stable coins where, you can do like a UST to USDC or BUSD or something like that. But again, the returns on that aren't probably going to be as great. And you could probably find some good options on other DeFi platforms. Here, though, I do want to have some potential upside exposure to Jewel. And I guess there's downside risk, but I'm somewhat interested and intrigued. And I don't want to necessarily say bullish on DeFi Kingdoms, but DeFi Kingdoms is getting a lot of attention. The development seems to be going at a very good pace right now. There's a lot of features. There's a very big player base, and one that's dedicated, especially a lot of it goes over my head because, people are so into the gaming side of it, but I'm sorry, like the hero and questing side of it. So I guess that is the gaming side rather than the DeFi side. So for me, like I said, I've been diving more into the DeFi side. So outside of Jewel and UST, the other ones you're going to have are Jewel, BUSD, and this is going to be a similar APR, 271%, and there should be one more. Here you go. So Jewel and USDC. Now this is the one that's a lot lower. And again, this is not the native USDC, which is an Ethereum token. It is the one USDC. So again, there's an added layer of risk here because you're using wrapped Bitcoin or one wrapped Bitcoin. So those are probably the three that I have been looking at the most. Now, I was just talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. To me, this is one of the safest pools here because these are the most stable assets in terms of, yes, there's a lot of volatility within Bitcoin, but Bitcoin and Ethereum, but on the whole, they are much more stable than the crazy altcoins, like altcoins doing X's and altcoins doing 90% drops. So Bitcoin and Ethereum don't necessarily have that kind of volatility relative to the longer tail altcoin market. But there are also, if you want to have exposure, there is a Jewel and wrapped Bitcoin pool here that's offering 240%. That is kind of cool. I like that. As well as Jewel and Ethereum offering 210%. So as I said, the APRs on this or in this game are quite crazy. So again, I don't know what else to think. I mean, I want to have exposure to Jewel. I guess at the same time, you could also try to get exposure to the Harmony blockchain with like a one and stable coin here. But these are all going to be, I'm going to say like only 64, only 85%, which is kind of ridiculous to think that like, oh, 85%, like why, how is that little? It's not, it's just little in comparison to the Jewel and stable coin ones, which are, you know, pushing anywhere between 250 to 300. Or at least 275 for Jewel and UST. So those are probably the ones that I'm looking at the most. If you see here, there is a total of $683 million in total volume locked. I believe a majority of it actually comes in from this pool right here. So Jewel and One. I don't know that I would want this one necessarily. Again, a part of it is me trying to mitigate risk. So I don't know that I want to be in too potentially highly volatile. So, but again, who knows? Somebody who puts something in here could make ridiculous returns, and then if both coins moon, you never know. But that's just not the game that I'm playing right now. So that's really all I have in this video. Again, there's a lot of really other cool ones here. You know, the thing is like, I've dabbled in Matic, I've dabbled in Luna, so having some in the wrapped version, I do believe in those ecosystems quite a bit. So, or even Avalanche, I don't own any Avalanche, but it's definitely an interesting ecosystem to watch. So for me, I would say what I'm doing or planning to do as I kind of diversify within DeFi Kingdoms is probably stay mostly in the stablecoin and Jewel pools, as well as probably dabble in something that has Bitcoin in it, whether that's wrapped Bitcoin and Ethereum or the wrapped Bitcoin and Jewel. I mean, it's hard. Like it's literally 10x. It's one is 25% APR and this one is 239% APR. It's more than 10x the APR of the other one. So again, I don't know what to think, but again, none of this financial advice. This is me just kind of spitballing and looking at some of the options here, as I've gotten some good returns so far from this. So I only put it in a couple days ago and we're already sitting on, what is this, 28 US dollars with 3 Jewel that has been given out in rewards. Now, keep in mind, there is a locked period. So I do get a portion unlocked, which is roughly 53% I believe 53% is locked. So right now 47% is what is unlocked. And then the rest is going to be locked until sometime in July. So I can go over that in another video if you guys want to see that. Let me know if you want to see more DeFi Kingdoms content. I was just having a conversation with some folks in the comments regarding one of the previous videos that I did talking about DeFi Kingdoms. And I thought that this would be interesting, as they were asking, or actually several folks were asking, like, what's the big, push there, or how are you interacting with the game? So as I said, I'm not focusing on heroes right now. I'm focusing on the DeFi elements, but there's some really solid passive ways to earn and be a part of this ecosystem without actually having to play a single mission or quest or anything. So that is all I have for you guys in this video today. Hopefully it was helpful or entertaining. And if you have any questions about this, let me know. But yeah, it's interesting and I'm liking it. And I'm definitely following along with what is going on the DeFi Kingdoms development side as well. So if you want more information, if you want me to do or cover it a little bit more, definitely let me know. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you not around the game, but maybe around Splinter Lens or one of the other games. Have a good one. Take care.